And then let's all chant. Oh. 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 Inhale one more time. Lift the chest, bow the head. Drop the back of the palms on the thighs. And with an inhalation, lift the chin and open your eyes slowly. Okay, let's extend the legs in front of us. Change the crossing of the legs. In the meantime, you're still holding the floor. Lift the chest. I will show you something that I was talking about yesterday, and I'll repeat. So, the one vertebra that shoots out the most, that's called the C7, so it's part of the cervical vertebra. We're now going to deal with the two lower ones, the ones that come below that, the big one that shoots out. These two vertebrae are in charge of lifting this bit of the chest, the breastbone. So for that action to happen, we not only have to push the vertebrae in, we also have to do a coiling action of the seam of the sleeve of the t-shirt. The armpit chest moves forwards and up, and the back armpit moves down and in. So let's, from that sitting position, let's try and connect with that. So hands by the sides of the hips. If you are sitting on a lot of height, get a little bit of height for the hands, like a couple of bricks. And then outer elbow slightly in and push the fingers down, especially push the little fingers. And notice how those two bones below the cervical vertebrae, those two, number one and number two, T1, T2, push in. That doesn't mean that we have to scrunch up the skin between the shoulder blades, yeah? You just basically, as a whole, broadening the back, but also pushing it in. And last of all, naturally, the neck wants to expand. The neck wants to unfold. So let the chin go up, again, without creating creases at the back of the neck. Lengthen the spine, but at the same time push that T2 and T1 in. Lifting the nose, lifting the chin. Okay, keep that idea in mind, and now stretch your legs. Come into Adho Mukha Virasana, but the Adho Mukha Virasana we do after Shirshasana sometimes. So it's this one. Feet together, knees apart, big toes together, knees apart. Elbows walk forward, shoulder width, and I am going to be holding my chin with the thumbs. So I'm pulling forward from the chin. Carry on walking your elbows. You don't want to be satisfied with where the elbows land. The stretch is coming from the creases of the hips all the way to the elbows via the armpits, and then hook your two thumbs under the chin and pull. Now, apart from the pulling force, push your thoracic spine down, which means you have to bring the outer armpits down and feel those muscles across the back, across the shoulder blades, and try and take a deep inhalation from there. Hilary, could you walk your elbows a little bit further forward? Good. So naturally the neck is bending. We don't want a collapsing of the neck. We want an extension as much as possible. And then the outer shoulder blades, the outer armpits go down as much as the center of the spine. Good. Bring the hands down, hands width of the shoulders, elbows width of the shoulders. Keep looking up and come on to all fours or all six. Elbows are still down. Elbows are still down. And now you've got the shoulders underneath, the shoulders above the elbows. Walk your feet back so that your knees are under the hips. So we are just doing this weird pose where the elbows are down, the hands are down, your head is looking up beyond the front of the mat. And what I want is for us to dissociate the thoracic spine that pushes down from the lumbar spine that has to spread and open. So in this position, before we go up, you want the abdomen to recede back to the back of the waist. Turn your toes under. We're not lifting the elbows. Keep looking up. We're not lifting the elbows. We're only lifting the knees and the hips. Keep looking up. Keep bringing the C7, not the C7, sorry, the T1 and T2 in towards the thighs. Open the back of the legs. If you haven't been doing yoga for a little while, take it easy. And Karen, you can bring your legs wider. Anyone with bad backs today, bring your legs wide as the mat. Bring your legs down. Now you can be on your hands. So it's more difficult to concave the back in downward facing dog, especially because the hamstrings are being pulled more strongly. Lock your elbows, turn the upper arms from the inside out, and come into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Push your hands down strongly. Outer armpits to the thighs. Outer armpits to the thighs. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the back of the neck, and push the hands down. Look up. See if you can open the trapezius, open across the shoulder blades, and then relax your head down, but keeping the spine in. The spine in means the thoracic spine going towards the thighs. Bring your feet to your hands. Inhale and come back up. Let's continue with this. Take a chair. If you don't have a chair handy, you can use the wall. Ardha Uttanasana. Uttanasana with the two hands on the backrest. So if the backrest of the chair, whichever design of chair you have, is too narrow, instead of putting your hands on the backrest, hold the sides. Yeah. Now, what we experimented yesterday is that some of us have a lot of weight on the balls of the feet. So that means that the legs are slanting backwards. If that is the case, step forward. However, if you have a lot of weight on the heels, it's because your legs are slanting forward. So move the body weight to the arches of the feet and then open the palms and press down. Pressing down, I don't think that there's anyone in this class that has hypermobility in the shoulders. However, feel some grip in the armpit area, outside the armpit area, so the side of the arm, and you want to extend from the center of the armpit to the palms and from the center of the armpits to the hips. You could step half a step back, Terry, half a step. Well, if you are very flexible, what will tend to happen is instead of bending at the armpits, we will tend to bend at the lumbar spine. So for that, or to avoid that, lift the abdomen. Imagine that you're zipping up a pair of jeans. So from the pubic bone up to the navel, zip up. Carry on turning the upper arms from the inside out, meaning the bicep side of the arms comes up, the tricep sides of the arms come down. Pull up the knees. Now, with all the work in the thoracic spine, look up. Look beyond the backrest. And feel the thoracic spine pushing in rather than the lumbar. Lift your knees, lift your thighs, send the sitting bones back. Okay. And then bring yourselves back towards the chair. Turn the chair around. We're going to use the seat rather than the backrest now. So the action will be, instead of being on the, I suppose we can do that. We can still hold the backrest, but then we're going to need the seat for in a little while. This time around, those of us, everybody, bring your legs together. I'll show you. We're going to come into Virabhadrasana 3. I want you to feel that someone is pulling from the raised leg. Feel that someone's pulling you back. So we start in that same position, but the arms are pulling in one direction and the raised leg in the opposite direction. We want to make a perfect T shape, and the raised leg lifts from the inner thigh. So hold the backrest again, but the seat is facing you. Go for it. Ardha Uttanasana, hands open. We're not holding on to that backrest. Open the palms so the whole of the palm can press down. Open the wings, the outer edges of your body. And then stabilize your left leg and lift the right one up. Lift the right leg from the inner groin. The outer hip has to come down. So we are only mobilizing the leg and not the thigh, not the hip or the torso. The torso is not facing sideways. Kick into an imaginary wall with the right leg. Karen, you can take breaks if that is too much for the back. Lift the raised leg. Lift the raised leg. Don't bend the other leg though. Come down and change sides. This time around, before you lift that leg, lift the head and then lift the leg. Lift the head, look beyond your hands, and then lift the left leg up. Lift the abdomen too. Broaden the back of the waist. Zip up the jeans, and then extend the left leg. Extend and kick back, kick back. Find a wall with your inner heel. Good, come back. Come back down. The following action will entail using the seat of the chair. So let me show you. It's a bit of coordination. Start the Chandrasana from there, yeah? And we'll start with the hands, 2 hands on the backrest and the 2 legs together. And we will lift, I will show you on this side. So we'll lift the right leg up and we'll put the left hand on the seat. So we are safely catching backrest and seat. Then I'll pivot on my hip, but I am still holding. I don't need to let go, okay? 2 hands on the chair. If we are turning, if we're lifting the right leg, we're turning to the right, left hand down to the seat, right hand on the backrest. Those of you who then want to challenge themselves and lift the hands or lift the hand, the right hand up, you can. Let's start. Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen the spine, lengthen the legs. The two legs are like the hands of the clock. Don't bend the legs at the knee. Imagine there is no knee. Right, now look up beyond the seat of the chair and lift your right leg up. Lift your right leg up, flex the foot. Keep the alignment of the hips at this time, but start gripping the left hip. Now bend the left elbow and put the elbow on the chair seat. Then you start turning. Use your two arms to hold you. Turn towards the right. Turn towards the right. Grip the hips. Maintain the buttocks clenching. Lengthen the tailbone to the heel of the right leg. Now lift the chest towards the backrest of the chair. If you are feeling strong and safe, you can lift the right arm up. Open the chest to the chin. Lengthen the tailbone and thoracic spine, thoracic vertebrae number 1 and number 2. Push them in. Great. One hand on the backrest, come back via Vira 3. 2 legs down and get ready to do the other side. So if you need a little break, come to Tadasana. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. No chandeliers, candle holders, or bookshelves suffered in the attempt. Well, other side. Go for Ardha Uttanasana, 2 hands on the chair. You lift, first of all, lift the gaze, then lift the left leg. Kick with the left leg, slide the buttock flesh towards the heel of the left. Then you're bending the right elbow and start pivoting within that axis, the axis of the ball and socket joint of the hip of the right leg, extend the 2 legs, extend the 2 legs. Before you let go of the chair, lift the chest. T1 and T2, lifting up, opening you. Then lift the top arm, if you can. Otherwise, stay holding the chair and that's absolutely fine. Reap the benefits of the asana by, not having to worry about balance. You worry about the extension, the expansion, and the lift of the chest. Don't drop the bottom ear. Yes, well done. And then come back down, and Vira 3, come back down to your Tadasanas. And now that we have the seat of the chair here, sit on it. Sit on the chair. Hold the chair sides, the sides of the seat. Karen, you may want to stay with your legs bent for the whole thing and do this action, lift and lower, lift and lower. Don't do it aggressively, yeah? Similarly, those of you who have sensitive lower backs, you don't have to open the groins so abruptly. The rest of us, 2 legs, the 2 feet are hip width apart, arms are straight, Purvottanasana, lifting the chest, lifting the T1 and the T2, and then lifting the buttocks. So the head will be a continuation of your spine. Lift and look up at the ceiling. Whenever you're ready, you go for it. Lift the buttocks up, lift the chest up. Flatten the shoulder blades in and open the collarbones. Lift the buttocks more. Ruth, you could walk your feet half a step further away from you. Yeah. And then come back down. Let's try once more. If you can, if you haven't experienced any back pain or discomfort, bring your legs together. Roll the thighs in, knees together, shins together, and go. We're still bending the legs, but you want knees together if you can. Otherwise, legs apart, hip width. Lift the chest. Lift the T1 and the T2, lift the chin, lengthen the back of the neck, coil the pubic bone up, Lucy. Pubic bone up to the navel. Tuck your tailbone under, and then come back down. Well done. Right. So now, we will kneel down. So those of you who have sensitive knees may want to have a little blanket or pleat the yoga mat. We will kneel down and do some sort of Ustrasana. I'll show you from here. I am sitting on the very edge of the chair, holding the chair from the sides, one leg down, the other leg down, and then I start my pilgrimage away from the chair. Okay? Yesterday we stayed really near the chair, buttocks not touching, but today we're going to start walking away. Karen, you do your own thing. If you need to, hands by the sides of the seat rather than up. Let's do. I am sitting on the edge of the chair, not far back. Otherwise, I will not, I will not be able to take my feet down. Have the hands at least on the hinges, if not on the backrest. If you can, on the backrest, even if that means that for a moment there you are leaning forward. Now, right leg down, open the collarbones, open the thoracic spine. Left leg down, we're kneeling. Legs are a little bit apart, a fist distance apart. If this is too much for anyone's shoulders, lower your hands. If this is lifting your shoulders up, you can kneel on the other leg as well now, Ruth. Put the two knees on the ground. Yeah. So now, first of all, separate your buttocks away from the edge of the seat. Look straight ahead and feel that your pectoral muscles are opening and the shoulder blades are pushing in. There is no crack in between the two shoulder blades, so your skin should not be folding there. You want broadness at the front and at the back. Those of us who can, slowly start walking your way away from the chair, but keep your arms fixed. Although, if you need to lower them down, you lower, but don't bend the elbows. Lift the chest up. Keep bringing the chest forward, the chin slightly up, and the buttocks forwards, just like you did a moment ago in Purvottanasana. Roll the shoulders back and down, Terry. Put the tips of the shoulders to go towards the hands. Yes, and now lift the chest, lift the chin. Lift the chin up. That's it. Roll the shoulders down as well. Shoulders down, shoulders down. You can do downward facing dog, Karen, if you need to. And then release your arms. Well done. Okay, so one more of these with the arms behind us. If you have enough yoga mat, you can do it from here. Otherwise, turn the chair around. You need to stand up now. Similar action with the legs straight. So this is standing Purvottanasana. Legs straight, as together as you can. I would say, again, a fist distance apart. Roll the thighs in, lengthen the tailbone down. Lift the chest. Of course, because the chairs are all different, your hands will be higher, or the arms will be higher or lower. The shoulders will be higher or lower. You need to start walking away from the chair, always keeping your legs straight, of course, not whilst you're walking, but as you stay in the asana, legs are straight, lifting the chest, pushing down onto the chair. So Turn the chair around, Ruth. Turn the chair around and hold the backrest and do that walking. Open the chest. Lift the chin up. Roll the thighs in. Buttocks away from the chair. Chest away from the chair. Feel that the shoulder blades are holding you. Feel that the shoulder blades are holding you. And now, inhale, walk yourselves back. Right. Standing Bakasana. So you can still hold from the chair. Anyone with bad knees, please have a belt. So I'll show you if you cannot fold the knees properly. I mean properly meaning flex them a lot. This is your Bakasana. So what I want is to open the groin of the front of the raised leg. Option number 1 with a belt. You've got the chair to support your balance. Right leg up. What I want is the 2 thighs to be at the same level and the heel of the right foot coming. I'll show you from the front. The heel coming outside the hip, not towards my buttock, outside. So I want to take the knee of the raised leg down towards the floor. The hip of the standing leg has to be gripping in. So I don't want to sit on that left hip. Grip the hip in, maintain the 2 thighs at the same level, and now bend the right elbow and bring that foot out. Bring the foot outside the hip. Lift the chest, send the thigh back. So see if you can levelize the 2 thighs. The right will want to go forwards. Bring it so that it is in line with the left knee. Open the creases of the leggings on the right. And then come down, other side. Standing Bakasana. Open the groin of the left. Grip the 2 hips in, especially the right one that will want to sit out. And bend the left elbow. Bring that foot in towards the buttocks and out towards the hip. Tailbone down. Open the groin. So we all want to do that action of the tailbone sticking up. Take the tailbone down and open the groin. The whole purpose of that one is to open, to aid the unfolding of the front body. T1 and T2, remember to bring them in. Lift the chin a little, breathe in more deeply, and then release. Good. Turn the chair around. Again, if you are using the the chair against the wall, you don't need to put the chair on the mat. Otherwise, you do. Because the chair might want to travel. Upward facing dog from kneeling. And then we'll lift the knees up. So upward facing dog. Karen, I would say, have the legs, Lucy, Janet, have the legs, look, as wide as the yoga mat. And when you have to come up on it, only the big toes are on the yoga mat. And the rest of the heel and the rest of the toes go outwards. For the rest of us, hip width. So I will show you the creases of the buttocks, the middle buttocks go forwards, turning the toes under. First of all, I want the pubic bone to travel forward and the heels to travel back. I'm not too worried about the extension, the full extension of the legs. I want to work on the chest. So if I come closer, in the upward dog. I'm not going to look because that's really bad for the neck, but this is what tends to happen. I am exaggerating, of course. We want T1 and T2 to push in, the tips of the shoulders to go back. So I'm interested in that movement of the chest. Because we have the height of the chair, we're not in such a deep right angle as if we were doing it on the floor. That should help. Levelizing the shoulders, trapezius, pectoral muscles, etc. Let's go for it. Kneel, have the knees a little bit away from the chair legs, so your body is already sort of leaning forward. Lock your elbows and press the middle buttocks forward. Eventually, we want the pubic bone to touch the chair. But now, before we lift the knees off the ground, roll the shoulders back and move the T1 and the T2 in. Turn your toes under and just lift the knees, pushing the pubic bone forward and the heels back. I'm not interested in the complete extension of the legs. I want a complete opening of the chest, opening of the heart. We are, by the way, saluting Mr. Iyengar today, who's it's the 10th year anniversary of his death. Open the chest, shoulders back, T1 and T2 in. Move those two bones in and extend the collarbones. All right, now come down. You will probably be feeling tingling in your hands because so much weight is going to the hands, whereas now we'll need to spread the weight evenly between the 2 feet and the 2 hands. For that, we will start straightening the legs and then we go into the chest position. So, still working from kneeling. Then stretch one leg back. You're still tucking the toes under. Stretch the other leg back. And as you can see, my pubic bone is 1 mile away from the chair. Then shoot from the heels to the creases of the buttocks. And then that energy is going to help me bring the T1 and the T2 in and lift the chest up. Yes? Lovely. Now you open the legs, open the back of the knees, open the crease of the buttocks, one leg up at a time. You don't need to do the 2 of them together at the same time. Kneel down and repeat, lifting the other leg. Spread the weight evenly between the toes and the heels of the hands. So, please also open the mic if anyone is not feeling okay with this. Hands down. Extend one leg away from you. Extend the other leg away from you. And then inject the energy from the heels to the knees, to the creases of the buttocks. Move your tailbone in towards the chair. And then that same energy is lifting the thoracic spine. That looks really nice. Open the back of the knees. Many of you have already naturally, that's it, Anne-Marie. There you go. Now, push the heels forward, yes. Buttock creases forward. And now open the chest. Shoulders back, shoulders down. Lift the chin, look up. If you're getting tired, let go, come down. Right, last one of these. Last Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And those of you with any discomfort in the back, go for Adho Mukha Svanasana, so downward facing dog on the chair. This last one is, I've already got my pubic bone on the chair, against the chair. I have my hands already turning out, shoulders opening. So all I need to do now is stretch. You can choose to stretch the two legs at the same time or one at a time. The pubic bone is not leaving my chair. So the contact between the pubis and the chair is still there from the very beginning. Adjust your position as you were doing upward dog, with the hands, with the arms, with the chest, with the head, and then shoot the legs back. The weight has to be on both feet and hands. So let's go for it. You are already in downward dog. Push the buttock flesh into the seat of the chair and then extend the legs. The legs need to be tense. If the legs are not working, all the weight goes to the hands and the chest will never be open. Open the chest as much as you can. Shoulder blades back. Shoulder blades in, shoulder tips back. Lift the chin. Shoulders back and down, Hillary. Shoulders back and down. Yes. Now extend your legs. Extend the legs fully. Groins forward. And then release. You can rest your hands. What? Well, so I'll show you what we're going to do now. Friends with sensitive backs, you will be doing this. If you have two bolsters, otherwise 4 foam pads and a bolster on top. Yes, make a cross. 4 foam pads and 1 bolster along, or 2 bolsters. You start with the buttocks here and you go like a seesaw. Hands overhead and buttocks back, etc. They are being held. So instead of just having a little bit of support for one bit of the back, you will have support from the lumbar spine to the thoracic spine. If you don't have 2 bolsters, I'm not expecting you to have 2 bolsters, but you can have 4 foam pads, then the bolster on top, and then you lie on top. This is for those of us who whose backs are not happy. The rest of us, get your chair, get a blanket. The blanket on the backrest, the chair near the wall. How near the wall? If you lean against the backrest, 1 whole arm's distance, 1 straight arm away. I will wait for you there. You're a little bit too close, Anne-Marie. Yeah, stretch your arm, yeah? Straighten the arm. And Lucy, you can bring your arms overhead, fold the elbows. Good. So what we're doing here, for those of us who are on the chair, I have already hooked my shoulder blades over that backrest. Yeah? Some of us have a backrest that is a little higher, and I'm aware of that. You will have to lift your buttocks a little. If you have already been able to hook the shoulder blades, that's it. We will hold the head with the 2 hands. The elbows are coming inwards. And then I am pressing the legs of the chair with my 2 heels. That is what I'm doing. So I'll start lifting my buttocks up and trying to take my elbows to the wall. Elbows to the wall, elbows to the wall, elbows to the wall. So I'm stretching from armpits to elbows. I'm still holding my head, rolling the thighs in and lifting the buttocks away from the chair. When I get tired, I come back to the seat and have a rest. So you want to try to extend from the tip of your armpit to the tip of your elbow, backwards. Yeah, hold your head so that there is no tension in the neck. Strongly press the feet on the chair. That's it. Whenever you're ready, go for it. Let the shoulder blades be pushed in. Let the thoracic spine come up. Friends who are on the ground, also roll the thighs in. Lift the buttock flesh away from your bolster. Away from the chair. Sue, are you okay? Yeah, maybe you're a little bit too close to the wall. Maybe. I don't know if it is the angle of the camera. All right, Dipti, now roll the thighs in and lift the chest more. Lift the chest more. Okay, come back down, have a rest. So, instead of holding the head, we have already learned how to guide the elbows to the wall. Now, instead of the elbows, start trying to reach for the wall with the hands. So instead of holding the head, we will hold the chair to begin with, making sure that we can lift safely. Then the head goes to face the wall. Thighs roll in. And then a moment ago, I was doing that action. Armpit to elbow. Now, can I take my hand to the wall? My hand to the wall. In a version of Urdhva Dhanurasana. Of course, we won't be able to stay there for that long because the head will be free. If your head is already hurting or if you have any kind of discomfort, keep holding your head. Don't go for the arms. You're there, Mary. Now lock your elbows if you can. Push the wall away and lift the chest. Push the wall away and lift the chest. And that's it, Jill. Roll the thighs in, lift the chest up, push the wall away. Can you climb down half a hand? Yes. Those of us doing it with the bolsters, bring yourself slowly bring yourselves up, come to a squat and sit up. Take a couple of inhalations and exhalations in a sitting position. And then coming back from the chair, sit, inhale, exhale, appreciate that opening of the chest. And then we will all join together in the next asana. Again, what we discovered yesterday is that some of you have a chair that's got a backrest that is super high, and some of us have a chair that is, the backrest is the length of your own torso. So for Ustrasana, which is the following asana, we need to have, sorry, we need to have it at the end of the asana, the neck supported. In my case, because I have a very small chair, my head is already on the backrest. I still kept that blanket, yeah? So when I come up, my chair, can you see the legs of the chair come off the floor? And then as I go into the Ustrasana position, I've got my neck still on the support. But what happens if your backrest is over here? Well, we can do two things. We can put a bolster or a couple of foam pads underneath your knees and you prop yourself up. So you will be attaching yourselves to the chair and then going up. Prop yourselves up, or use some, if your chair is too low. On the contrary, if your chair is too low and you're too tall, you can have a folded mat plus a folded blanket. Gauge it according to your flexibility and according to your height. Yeah. I will wait for you here. We will all be facing away from the backrest, kneeling, and if possible, your toes will be little toes, this also depends on the design of the chair. Little toes touching the outer legs of the chair, the back legs, yeah? Hands holding the chair. If the legs lift up, don't worry. Don't worry, the chair's not going anywhere because you're holding the chair with your neck and with your hands. So, first thing to lift is the chest. Roll the shoulders down. I still haven't lifted my buttocks off the chair. Lift the chest up, coil the shoulders backwards, T1 and T2. And now, lift the chin, lift the pubic bone, press your hands down on the legs of the chair and lift your trunk away from the heels. Lift the buttock flesh away from the heels. Make a right angle with your legs. If possible, the thighs are vertical and the shins are on the floor. Press the shins down, press the ankles down. Lift the chest up, lift the thighs away from the calves. Thighs away from the calves. Push the hands down to give you access to the T1 and the T2. And because the head is on support, take a deep breath in, roll the shoulders down. Don't hold your breath though. Keep lifting the chest, keep breathing in and out. Okay, roll yourselves down, stay there for a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds, whatever you need. We'll repeat, okay? Repetition is useful. We get to understand what is the body saying when we repeat. Otherwise, if we do it just once, we don't get the time. So, little toes touching the insides of the back legs of the chair. Press your hands down. Before you even lift your buttocks, roll the shoulders. Roll the shoulders away from the front wall. Lift the chest up. Let the neck be supported. Push your hands and then lift your buttocks. Open the chest. And then don't be satisfied with that lift of the chest. Push the hands more. Open the arms more and lift the shoulder blades. Imagine that someone is pushing you and trying to separate you from the chair, holding you from the shoulder blades, holding you from the shoulder blades. Tailbone down to the back of the knees. Lift the chest more, lift the chest more. And then exhale and come back down. Good. Right. Let us now forget about all the arches and sit with your backrest to the right side of you. You can hold the blanket between your legs, or you can have a brick between your legs, something that will remind us not to take one leg more forwards than the other. Karen, you can definitely join us in this, yeah? Twists will be okay. In any case, this is a very gentle one. Varvajasana on a chair. We want, first of all, the legs to be parallel, and I am gripping the brick or the foam pad or the blanket, whatever you have at hand. Something as a reminder. Lift the chest, and then swing your right hand behind to the backrest, and the left hand to the opposite corner of the backrest. Before we do anything else, lift the spine and lift the chest. Then twist, using your arms to help you twist. When you are twisting the body to the backrest, grip the hips and glance before you turn the head. What are the knees doing? Can we keep the two knees at the same level? Meaning my right thigh needs to extend away and my left thigh needs to draw inwards. Carry on unfolding the spine and turning. Elbows out, T1 and T2 in, lift the chin, look up, and then turn, still with your chin lifted, to face the back wall. T1 and T2, come on, feel that I am pressing my knuckles into your thoracic spine. And then bring your head back to center, shoulders back to center, and other side. You don't need to turn the chair around. You can simply turn your buttocks around and face backwards. Otherwise, swap. Have that break or that prop between your legs. Roll the legs, thighs inwards. Keep pressing. Maintain the two kneecaps at the same level. And then left hand behind you to the back side of the backrest. Right hand to the front side of the backrest. And then lift the chest before you start twisting. Feel that spine unfolding. Evenly press the two sitting bones and then start twisting your body. Ultimately, you want the chest to be parallel to that backrest. So carry on turning, 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 unfold the spine. And then before you start doing anything with your head, check out what's going on with the legs. Lift the chest. We are pulling with the right hand and we are pushing with the left. Thoracic spine, T1 and T2, lifting and pushing your chest up. Take a deep inhalation, lift the chin, and look over your left shoulder. Inhale, bring the head back to the center, bring the body back to the center, and release. So we have done this type of twist. If your chair is too tall, you can take height for your feet. If you are too tall for the chair, take something for the buttocks. Then my legs are as wide as the legs of the chair. And I go down. So imagine we're doing crow pose. Buttocks are on the seat and my torso is going in between my two inner thighs. Yeah. All I want to, some people will be able to reach the legs of the chair. Some people will be able to reach the back legs of the chair even. Squeeze the legs in and try to get yourselves free. So even though your body is down between your legs, resting down, you want to be able to draw the lumbar spine up, the thoracic spine up, get yourselves free, although your inner thighs are squeezing, sandwiching your body. Relax your head. Let the neck and the head go. Inhale and exhale. Squeeze your body with your legs, and that will round the back so much more. And now slowly unfold and come back up. Bring the 2 feet together, 2 legs together, and maybe, Karen, you want to repeat this one, yes, this crow pose. The rest of us are going to deepen the twist. So we'll take the right hand to the backrest of the chair, and then make your elbow, your left elbow, come over the right leg, right thigh. So my 2 knees stay together, but I want to be holding the chair and opening the chest towards the right. You've got to keep breathing as much as you can. If it is too much, Karen, you can stay doing that action, the one where the whole torso is going down forward, yeah? So from here, how far down can we go? Can we take the outer left armpit outside the knee? If it is a question of proportions, you can definitely get your feet up on some height if you cannot reach the backrest of the chair. Come back up, try the other side. So readjust buttock bones. This one is easier if you sit backwards towards the backrest. And so first you catch the backrest with your left hand, and then bring your right hand over the left thigh. Maintain the 2 thighs, the 2 knees at the same level, and see how deeply can you twist. Grip the hips. And then inhale, come back up to center. And so the following action requires either a blanket or mini bolster, whatever you have at hand. This is how I am going to approach it. What I want is ultimately to have my thighs on the chair. If this is too complicated for anyone, you will do halasana with your shoulder stand support, yeah? What happens if people don't have a yoga chair? You use the chair sideways on, okay? I will have my shoulders on that blanket, head underneath the seat of the chair, and then I will take my legs over. Once I am here, I bring my thighs completely on top. So I draw the chair towards me. Halasana. Resting my legs on the chair. If the proportions are not the correct ones, you may need to prop the chair up with some blankets on the seat, or on the contrary, if you need to raise yourselves up, you put more blankets under the shoulders. You can even put the 4 foam pads for shoulder stand. That's it, you're there, Terry. So carry on going, carry on going. Those of you with a yoga chair, so now that you're there, Hillary, bring the chair towards you. You need the thighs on top, the thighs resting on top. If you have a chair that doesn't help because of the crossbar, Sue and Kate, you can try turning it around to the side if your head is hitting that that crossbar there. Yeah. See if that works. That's it. Okay, Tipti, bring that chair closer to you. So you want the thighs supported, not the kneecaps, the thighs. Draw the chair towards you. Draw the chair. Only one arm. You can hold yourself with the... Yes, yes, yes. Bye, Lucy. So those of you who are already there and you have a yoga chair, separate your legs out as much as the chair will allow you to. Yes, that's it. Now, Jill, try to bring the heels lower than your buttocks. Yes. That's it. Well done, Dipti. You there? Try to spread the lower back. Good. If you want to stay there for a little longer, you're welcome to. Otherwise, bend your legs and slowly, 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 slowly move the chair out of the way in case the head lifts up. Slowly, 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 slowly. This was restful halasana. And whenever you feel ready, whenever you feel that you can move again, roll over onto the right hand side and turn yourselves around. We're still going to use a chair and we are going to use a rolled up blanket or a foam pad for the buttocks. I will roll the blanket this small. So very small sausage. Bye, Hillary. Bye. Then I sit on that blanket, bring myself on the elbows, then on the shoulders, and then I place my calf muscles on the chair, and the roll is only supporting my tailbone. Yeah, the roll is parallel to the mat, not across my body. I think. Claire, is your roll across the body or alongside? Yeah. So just holding the tailbone to tilt the tailbone in and make your lower back broader and make the abdominal organs go down towards the mat. Karen, you will also benefit from this. Anyone with lower back sensitivity will benefit from this. Bring your legs towards the chair. Sit the tailbone on the little roll or on a foam pad, and then release. We're going to be here for a little while. I want you to feel that receding action of the abdominal organs. Sometimes we practice with a brick under the buttocks, under the sacrum, and the brick is at a slant. Today, I chose something softer. Start relaxing the body. Relaxing the jaw, the facial muscles. And if you have room, you can bring your arms out to the sides, like a cactus. Bending the elbows at the same level as your shoulders and palms to the ceiling. This is not the most productive asana or shape of the body to communicate or to connect with the T2 and T1. However, the lumbar spine is relaxed, the thoracic spine is going down to the floor, and in a moment, once we go flat on the mat, the action of the whole of your spine will be felt. So with this little block or little pad or blanket, we are learning how to push the bottom of the spine in. So gently and without disturbing yourselves too much, lift the buttocks, move the roll out of the way, and then take your body completely down. Bye, Claire. Have a lovely one. Take your whole body down. Let the legs roll out. You can keep the legs up on the chair, or you can keep the legs outwards, whichever you feel is better for your Shavasana. Bring the arms out to the sides. And feel that now the whole of the spine has been moved, articulated. If there is any discomfort, you can gently roll yourselves into child's pose and stay for the next 2 minutes in child's pose. Feel that you can definitely breathe in more deeply now that we have refreshed. You know how you press the button refresh on the computer and everything kind of gets a nice updating of everything? Same here. We have been moving the spine so much that we have pressed the refresh button, and now the elasticity has been regained. Everything is going back to normal after this restful or these restful few poses. And we can feel or reap the benefits of having moved the body so early in the morning in preparation for the day ahead. Thoracic spine, T1 and T2 are still lifting away from the mat, allowing me to lift the chest and spread the collarbones and open the lungs even more. When you're ready, you can start bending your knees more towards your chest, and then the elbows rolling over to the right side. Hold your head. And whenever you're ready, you go to a sitting position. If you're not ready, if there is still any discomfort, go to child's pose. Stay in child's pose for a little longer. The discomfort will dissipate in a couple of minutes, you will notice, when you go ahead with life. Thank your body, thank your mind for being so healthy that we could do yoga today. Thank the teachers before us who showed us the way so generously, specifically Mr. Iyengar. Right.